That's right. We have Kevin Hill joining us this morning from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Kevin, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Anthony. Sorry I'm not in the studio today, but always a pleasure talking to you. Kaylee's talking about the rain that moved through here last night. It wasn't too severe. We had a couple nice lightning strikes, but it was nice to get back to Oklahoma and see the night lightning popping off in the sky the entire night and morning.
I love the Oklahoma storms, and so hopefully that comes a little bit our way as well. Kevin, let's talk a little bit about freight broker compensation. And you're kind of head of research for us here at FreightWaves. And let's talk a little bit about what you do when it comes to looking at how brokers are compensated in this market.
Sure. We did this originally back in 2019, and we did a full comprehensive freight broker compensation report that we published out. It was one of our most popular reports because, everyone likes to benchmark what their salary is, what the commission is, what the commission rate is. So it was about time to follow up on that report and do a new edition for 2022. So it's a survey that we did. We put it out there for our 3PL freight brokerage readers and listeners and out on social media. And we got overwhelmingly a great response on the survey. I think I don't have the exact number on the slide here, but around 250 to 300 freight brokers signed up and did the survey, and we broke it out a little bit different than we did last time, usually by position, and that was executive, management, and floor broker, and we get a sense of the base pay is, what their salary or commission structure is, and it's a great tool for everyone to kind of benchmark how they're getting paid or how they're paying their employees.
Definitely a great benchmark, Kevin. When I'm thinking about these things, as an economist, I'm thinking about trends, rates of growth, things like that. What did the trend look like over the last 6 months?
Last 6 months, the commissions have been really good over the last 6 months. Pay has creeped up a little bit, but certainly though those commissions and bonuses have been really good. We have some slides here, I believe, with some of the results. If we can throw those up, that would be great. But what you're seeing is it's been a banner year in 2021 into 2022, the early part of 2022 on the commission side. But you are seeing, I think in 2019, that the average pay, for a floor broker or a floor carrier salesperson was about $40,000. And it's crept up closer to, 42, 43,000 now. And that'll be in the report as well. And we're publishing that on FreightWaves tomorrow.
And so, Kevin, I've got to wonder about participation in this survey and kind of the willingness and the willing not to participate. Because I feel like brokers can be really secretive about how much they're paid, right? Even within the walls of your brokerage, it can be kind of almost taboo to be like, oh yeah, I'm making this much money and this is how much my commission is and this is what my check was. So can you talk about the amount of survey respondents versus the overall number of brokers that are in the industry right now? Because it's kind of a slim margin. How do we get more participation from people and get people more willing to be pay transparent?
Well, I think it all goes back to kind of giving out information, but maybe not all the information that maybe identifies you. We're going by region, we're going by job level. If you're looking at kind of the median pay for executives is around $80,000. For management, maybe director of sales or pod leaders, or more around 70,000, and then your floor, your beginning brokerages are about 42 to 43,000 there. And then it depends on what region you're in, so that has a big effect on pay. Mid-Atlantic, Southeast is trailing a little bit behind, Northeast, Midwest, and the West Coast. So I think it's really about encouraging everyone to contribute to make, to add transparency to the salary market. So when, maybe you go to your next job in the 3PL or freight brokerage line, or next time raises come into question, it gives you more power to negotiate.
2019, we knew that was a now freight recession. When you look at brokers, one of the things I first learned about coming to FreightWaves is that they strive in times of volatility and uncertainty. Any ideas or a shot in the dark about what we might see happen to compensation in the next maybe 6 months to a year?
Yeah, in the next 6 months to a year, let's just say 6 months right now. I've been doing a lot of conversations, channel checks with freight brokerages. They're still having pretty good results. You're still, at this point in the cycle, you have contract rates that are historical highs, spot markets decline quite a bit. So there's a period in there before contract rates start to decline as well. That your margins increase. Volumes will go down a bit, but right now they haven't gone down quite as much as that what they're making up for on that spread between contract and spot rates. So in the near term, 3 to 6 months, they're going to do really well. After that, once you see contract rates start falling, it's going to be, the party's kind of going to be over for this cycle for freight brokers, and they're going to go through that down cycle that we always go to.
And so, Kevin, we talk a lot about the small carriers suffering in the freight recession. Are the small brokerages going to be the same way? Is it going to be the ones who haven't taken the time to prioritize tech and relationship building and really manage what they're good at managing that are going to see the most impacts from the downturn, whether that be in layoffs or just closing altogether?
It is. You're exactly right. If you're not investing in tech or relationships, if you're a transactional broker that's focused on price, or if the real value you've brought over the last 2 years is finding that truck. Actually, finding that truck is pretty good, especially then. But we're going to get into a lot of price conversations. Customers, shippers are going to be talking about price, not necessarily can you find me capacity. Everyone will be able to find capacity more than likely. So it is going to be focused on price. And if you haven't positioned your business or your sales book to move away from price into value, whether that be tech or market knowledge or whatever it may be, you're going to struggle. So if you're transactional, chasing price, it's going to be a race to the bottom at some point going forward in 2022.
And Kevin, you are always in research and got your hands working on something else in the works here. So if people want to reach out, get a part of some of these studies, things like that, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, you can email. You find me on LinkedIn, Kevin Hill. My email is khill, KHILL, @freightwaves.com. Always ready to talk about research and help anybody out with any questions. So please shoot me a line at any time.
All right, Kevin, thanks for being with us. We'll see you back in the studio hopefully a little bit later this week. Right now, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be back with our next edition of the Social Roundabout in just a few minutes.